The desert night was quiet, but not silent. Beneath the silver moon, the wind moved over the dunes in long sighs, carrying the scent of distant fires and the faint jingle of camel bells. In a small, worn village at the edge of the great sands lived a poor woodcutter named Ali Baba. He was not known for strength or speed, nor for cleverness in trade, but he had something most men forgot to value. Each morning he would rise before the sun, take his worn axe, and journey into the wilderness to gather what branches the wind had shaken loose. One day, while searching further than usual for wood, Ali Baba heard the steady pounding of hooves. He quickly led his donkey behind a cluster of rocks and peered out. Across the shimmering sand rode 40 men, dressed in black, their faces covered, swords at their sides. They moved as one, like a shadow stretched across the desert. He watched as they stopped before a cliff face, where the leader, a tall man with a red scarf, stepped forward and called out in a voice that carried on the wind, "Open, oh stone!" To Ali Baba's astonishment, the rock wall shuddered and split apart, revealing a dark entrance. The men disappeared inside, and moments later re-emerged with their saddlebags bulging with gold, jewels, and silks. Again, the leader spoke. "Close, oh stone!" The walls sealed, leaving no trace of a door. They mounted their horses and vanished into the distance. Ali Baba's heart beat like a drum. When the sound of hooves was gone, he crept toward the cliff. Standing where the leader had stood, he whispered the words he had heard. "Open, oh stone!" The earth trembled, and before his eyes the rock split open. Inside was a cavern glittering with treasure beyond his wildest imagining. Piles of gold coins, chests of gems, carpets rolled like sleeping serpents, and jars overflowing with pearls. His breath caught at the sight, but he remembered the 40 men and their swords, and he dared not take more than he could hide in his donkey's saddlebags. 4 days he returned, each time taking only a little, enough to live more comfortably, but never enough to draw attention. But the 40 thieves noticed their treasure shrinking. Suspicion burned among them, and their leaders swore they would find the thief. They began watching the roads and questioning travelers, but Ali Baba kept his secret well. It might have remained hidden forever if not for Ali Baba's greedy brother,
Kazem. Curious about Ali Baba's sudden fortune, Kazem pressed him for the truth.
Against his better judgment, Ali Baba told him, but warned him to be careful. Kazem wasted no time. He rushed to the cliff with baskets, called out the magic words, and entered the cavern.
But in his greed, he filled his baskets until he could carry no more.
When it was time to leave, he found he could not remember the exact words to close the stone. As he stood in panic, the sound of hooves filled the air. The thieves returned, and there, in the dim light of their torches, they found him. By nightfall, Qasim was gone, and the thieves swore to hunt down anyone else who knew their secret.
The leader devised a plan.
He marked Ali Baba's door with a symbol so the thieves could find it later. But Ali Baba's quick-witted servant, Marwa, saw the mark and painted the same symbol on every door in the street. When the thieves returned, they could not tell which house was their target. Furious, the leader tried again, this time visiting Ali Baba in disguise and asking for shelter. He brought with him large jars, claiming they were filled with oil for trade. In truth, each jar held a thief, waiting to strike when night fell. But Mara's sharp ears caught the whispers from the jars, and her courage burned bright. She heated oil in the kitchen until it bubbled, then poured it into each jar, silencing the thieves one by one. When the leader discovered his men gone, he fled into the night, never to return. Ali Baba, shaken but grateful, knew that fortune had not come from gold alone, but from the loyalty and cleverness of those he trusted. He shared his treasure with Marwa and used it to help the village, repairing wells, rebuilding homes, and ensuring no one went hungry. The cavern remained hidden, its wealth untouched. For Ali Baba understood now that too much gold could weigh heavier than any chain. And though the story of the 40 shadows faded into whispers, some said that on certain nights, if you stood by the cliff and listened closely, you could hear the echo of hooves and a voice calling, "Open, O stone."